for you. You need it more than they do. Verse 20, for thou bringest certain strange things to our ears. We would know therefore what these things mean. For all the Athenians and strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else but either to tell or to hear some new thing. In this same way, America is going to seed today. Have you ever listened to the talk shows? They are boring to tears. Everyone is trying to come up with something new. Each one is trying to say something novel. They try so hard to say something smart, something sophisticated, yet is the same old story. Athens tried the same thing. There must have been quite a bunch of loafers back in Athens, and actually they watered it down. Jay Vernon says hippies. They don't work, they don't do anything. They just talk, founding new theories and new ideas. The human family seems to reach that place of sophistication. They think they know something when they don't. They don't know the most important fact in the whole universe. There are those who say that Paul failed on Mars Hill, that he fell flat on his face at Athens. I totally disagree with that. I believe this was one of the greatest messages that Paul ever preached. And that ends that section. Now we're going to move on to section verse 22. And glad that you have joined us. He began his message quite, let's see, verse 22. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, Ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. He began his message quite formally, Ye men of Athens. Then he says, I perceive ye are too superstitious. The word superstitious is wholly inadequate to say what Paul really means. He is saying that he perceives they are in all things too religious. The Athens were very religious. Athens was filled with idolatry. There was no end to the pantheon of gods which the Athenians and the Greeks had. There were gods small and gods great. They had a god for practically everything. That is what Paul is saying. They were too religious. I sometimes hear people say, why should we send missionaries to foreign countries? Those people have their religion. I suppose that when Paul went down to Athens, somebody said, why are you going down there? They have religion. I am sure Paul would have answered, that's their problem. They have too much religion. A preacher friend of mine said many years ago, when I came to Christ, I lost my religion. There are a great many folk in our churches today who need to lose their religion so they can find Christ. That is the great problem. Some folks say people are too bad to be saved. The real problem is that people are too good to be saved. They think they are religious and worthy and good, my friend. We are to take the gospel to all because all men are lost without Christ, which is the reason Paul went to Athens. You don't think you need Celebrate Recovery? Everybody needs Celebrate Recovery because sin is addictive and everybody is addicted to sin. The Athenians need to hear the message of the gospel. Notice that in Athens, Paul did not go to the synagogue. He had no springboard in Athens. He began his masterly address to ye men of Athens after he makes the observation that they are too